gentlemen, this is Teddy Keckstedt from Forex Trading Unlocked, and we are here on Friday, April the 17th with a Forex market breakdown and live trading example for you. We're going to get to our disclaimer real quick. We are just about 40 minutes, 35 minutes in front of the U.S. stock market opening. The rest of the world is winding down its week. Asia and Europe winding down. We have the U.S. markets obviously coming online, and we will be winding out our week and see what's going on. We've had quite some action this week. And before we get anything, we just want to remind you that this webinar is for illustrative purposes and educational only. So here we have a quick little plug. We had a bunch of trading signals that went off this week, a bunch of high probable Japanese candlestick patterns, which, by the way, there's a book called that, and it's available on Amazon.com in Kindle and paperback versions. With that, let's go to our live action screen here. We have the Forex-Trading-Unlocked.com website pulled up, and we also have the workstation page pulled up with our charts ready to go. The dollar index had a bullish engulfing line 2 sessions back and is trying to make a run at resistance. Today we'll see how it's shaping up. Right now the dollar is a little weaker, but right now it is short-term bull going into Friday. So let's see how it is shaping up. So we'll take the euro US dollar first, which is the largest component in the dollar index. It is slightly higher on the day, is trying to make a little positive go at it for Friday. We had a sell signal 2 sessions back, dark cloud cover that has this market targeting lower move lows. So right now we'll see how the day unfolds. We have a little bit of a corrective move going on right now. The bulls are gaining some strength this morning, trying to hold up. The stock market is projected to open higher for the U.S. There's all kinds of coronavirus things that are positive as far as treatments and drugs that get, apparently it seems to be exciting investors and what have you. What will it do to the dollar? Well, we're going to see. I think right now it's too early to tell. We have to wait for the stock market to open and see what happens after about an hour or so to see if we'll get any more of a bullishness tone to these other currencies versus the dollar, or if the dollar bulls will come back. So right now the biggest component in the dollar index is reversing gears. Let's look at the British pound US dollar and see how that is shaping up as well. This market has been very resilient over the past couple weeks in how it's been trading versus the dollar, but it's fallen back the past couple days. We had a dark cloud cover sell signal 2 sessions back, and today, once again, the pound is starting to gain some strength versus the U.S. dollar, but it's kind of more in limbo than anything else. It's an inside day so far from yesterday's trading. So we'll see if the bears can get a hold of this or if the bulls get a hold of it today as the U.S. stock market opens. But right now we are bearish this currency, looking for lower move lows. Let's look at the U.S. dollar Swiss, the third big currency in the Eurozone. Always a flight to quality when it comes to, besides the dollar, we have the Swiss and the yen, always our flight to quality currencies. Today, obviously, the U.S. dollar is not faring so well. We had a 3 inside up buy signal that was triggered 2 sessions ago. And we are projecting this market to go make higher move highs on an intraday basis over the next few sessions still. But today, right now, it had made a higher move high, was rejected, and is now laying on support. But we'll see what happens after the U.S. Open and see if the U.S. dollar bulls come raging back to go in front of the weekend. Remember, we are in the middle of the month, but we are earnings season has begun, but right now we are in front of a weekend, and with this coronavirus going on, it seems that most likely will be holding up the dollar, at least even if it's lower today. Like it is slightly lower today, it's probably seen about the extent of what's going to happen. I don't really see support getting challenged too much today when it comes to bears for the U.S. dollar, but we could have a neutral day as well. I'm not looking for any big pop. We do have signals that are bullish the dollar right now, but we had a nice little move the past couple sessions, so starting on our Friday with a little profit taking is probably what's going on right now, and we'll see how it manifests as the trading day evolves. All right, now let's take a look at the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen, and head over to Asia and see how that's faring. Now, the Japanese yen has been setting a neutral tone for the FX environment over the past couple weeks. As you can see, this week has basically been a choppy week over the past 4 days. We did have a slight buy signal that was confirmed yesterday, and today obviously it's coming back in our face, but we have the low from 2 sessions back that is our risk level. So as long as we're above that, we're going to maintain our bullish posture, looking for another run at resistance. Obviously right now as we're speaking, we're hanging on the lows. The US dollar is showing weakness. Now, we did have some other signals that were positive for the dollar that are not working out so well today. We have the Australian dollar, US dollar that had a bearish engulfing line sell signal 2 sessions back. As you can see today, the market is trying to reverse gears and get strength again for the Aussie. We'll see if it falls apart or whether it holds. So we do have this high up here. This is going to be our risk level. Any trading above this negates our sell signal. All trading below this keeps our sell signal intact, and we're looking for lower move lows. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, which has been trading pretty much in tandem with the Australian dollar, US dollar, is also giving us a similar outlook for today. It had a bearish engulfing line also 2 sessions back. However, this one, even though it is more positive on the day, still isn't looking too good. So we'll see how this manifests, if the bulls can hold up on for the new as the session continues. But I have a feeling that the sell signal is going to remain intact, even if it's a positive day, and that we'll see this market reverse gears as we head into the new week. So right now, this is we'll use the high from a few sessions back as our risk level for the bulls. Now remember, we have this downward sloping resistance line keeping this trend intact. So even if we were to spike high and take out this sell signal, we're looking for a neutral posture for this market as we move forward into the rest of the month. And now let's get into something that is really indicative of dollar strength and dollar weakness, is the lesser currency crosses. Now the Turkish lira had, let's see, the high from yesterday was 69.55.5, and the high today was 69.55.49. So we failed to make a higher move high. The market is lower on the day, but as you can see, it's in the upper third of its trading range. This right here shows me that going into the weekend, now this market is definitely a bull for the US dollar versus the Turkish lira. I would think that going into the weekend that you're going to see this market, even if it settles lower where it's at right now, most likely is going to be challenging resistance into the next few sessions, into the next few weeks actually, until their curve flattens with the coronavirus. I think this bull is going to remain intact, but it also shows you that US dollar strength is prevailing in the lesser currency crosses, and that may give us a highlight as to how the US dollar may end the week and resurge back. The U.S. dollar Mexican peso tried to sell off today. We had a bullish engulfing line buy signal that was triggered a few sessions back on Monday. And so far we've had some nice follow through. We made a higher move high the past 2 days. Today we failed to make a higher move high. We fell back on support, but as you can see, the market's only slightly lower. This is a big deal as we head into the U.S. markets opening for the stock market and we finish out the trading week. Odds are that especially in your lesser currency crosses, you're going to see dollar strength prevail and come into the end of the day. That's probably why we came off the lows of the sessions, and also in this currency we are trading in the upper third of the trading range. Now let's look at the US dollar Canada, which is in the same trading zone, and see how this one is prevailing. This market also had made a higher move high yesterday. It was rejected, and we came back today and made a run at support, but as you can see, this market also is now in the upper third of its trading range, only slightly lower on the day. We did have a bullish engulfing line 2 sessions back, and we are targeting higher levels. So is this a big buy setup? Not necessarily. We've had a nice corrective consolidation break in the US dollar Canada over the past month. Now the question is it basing and getting ready to make another run at resistance, or is it ready to fall apart on support? I think it's mostly set up for a neutral trade. We shall see. Right now we have a short-term buy signal. It's targeting resistance. And we'll see right now, especially with the way the market has come back over the course of today's session and is now trading in the upper third. Like I said, as we wait for the U.S. markets to open in 25 minutes, we'll see how things react. It wouldn't surprise me to see dollar strength come in and give us a nice rush as we head into the trading day for the last day of the week here in the U.S. So now let's go back to the Euro-U.S. dollar and see what's going on here. Okay, so we started out with the Euro-US dollar. As you can see, it's still trying to grapple with resistance. As far as positions, we had taken off our one US dollar Swiss trade because it was at the strike price of 97.75. You can see we're trading just above that strike price. The market had pulled back and we was a few pips above it. So we took off that option for a profit. We didn't get the full extent of it because we didn't wait till the close of today, but because the market's is settling right around that strike price right now, we didn't want to let a winner turn into a loser, and all of a sudden this market settles below the strike price of 96.75, which is right where it's at now, and that would have been a loser. So we took profits on that one. You can see that we have another Swiss strike price at 97.75. We need a big rally. We need a full dollar rally now to happen over the course of the day to make any money on this option. So that one's probably going to expire worthless. We have the U.S. dollar yen trade, which we're here not quite $1 lower. If this market pops and we get a rally, it's very likely that we can still make a profit on this option. The U.S. dollar Canada trade, as you can see, the strike price is $1.40 quarter. The market's at $1.40.59. We may be getting out of this one sooner than later. We're going to wait for the U.S. market to open up. If the U.S. dollar starts to get slammed again, we'll probably exit this one and take our profit while we still can. So we will be monitoring that trade. We also have our outright FX trades that are on. We are still short the euro US dollar, as you can see. We have our protective stop in so we can make some money on this trade. We have the same thing in the US dollar Swiss where we're hovering just above our protective stop. We are still long, and right now if the dollar falls apart on this one, we are going to get stopped out, but we will be stopped out with a slight profit. We are still short the Australian dollar US dollar and also the New Zealand dollar US dollar. As you can see, both of these are slightly losers, but we are working those. We have those signals intact, but it's most likely that we're going to be out of this Swissy for just a short profit. But who knows? Maybe the market reverses gears, it holds up. And that's the nice thing about this one is that since we'll take a look at this on the chart, it'll be much clearer for you. So see the euro US dollar where we're short that market. And we're also long the U.S. dollar Swiss. So basically the same direction. We're long dollars and short the euro currencies. All right, so let's see what happens here. The U.S. dollar Swiss is on its lows right now. Okay, so what happens if we get a nice little turnaround rally? Well, it's very likely that we can turn this around, get a nice little pop, which will help us in the outright FX market. However, obviously with the options, we have a big rally that we would need to get that one. So that one's pretty much a free trade. It wasn't a very expensive option, so we took the risk, and it is what it is. But now let's go back to the U.S. dollar Canada. Here's another one to take a look at. So this is one we have to watch over the next as the market opens and what have you. So as you can see, the market had been lower today. It is trading in the upper part of its range, and we're about 40 pips above our strike price. So any erosion of this market, and we will probably just exit the trade and scratch it. Should we make a run at resistance and take out the high of today and it starts to go, well, then we'll probably just leave it till expiration and let it run its course for the rest of the day. So right now we made money on the one Swiss option, and now we have this other option here for the U.S. dollar Canada, which we're holding on to. And we'll see how this manifests. So right now we're doing okay for the options. Made a little bit of money this week, and maybe we have a little bit more on the table to get. So we'll see how these trades all manifest. Now, we've mentioned a lot of high probable Japanese candlestick patterns, and if you want to learn how to trade these patterns, you can read the book High Probable Japanese Candlestick Patterns, available on Amazon.com. Please check it out on Kindle and paperback, and through it you can utilize the best buy and sell patterns used for over 400 years to give yourself a competitive edge against the markets and the Forex markets, the futures markets, the options markets, the stock markets. You name it, if you can trade it, it's there, just to give you another highlight on how things are. Remember, we started out with the dollar index, where that's an index, and even that has high probable Japanese candlestick patterns. See how we had the bullish engulfing line? This is one of the reasons why we're remaining a little bit bullish the dollar going into the weekend. So we've had all kinds of patterns to take a look at. Once again, we're keying off the euro US dollar to see how that really leads the charge or does not lead the charge today. It did set a lower move low, so think about this. We're back in the upper part of the trading range. If we fall back into that lower trading range and end up negative again on the day, that's probably a good indication that momentum is going to fall apart and dollar strength will reemerge into the markets. So with that being said, please follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, Forex Trading Unlocked, and check us out every day at forex-trading-unlocked.com. And we will see you next week and see how things shape up for the new week ahead. But first things first, take care of yourself. You have a good week, stay safe, and keep the social distancing up, and hopefully the curve flattens everywhere around the world and we can get back to just a normal